What is up, everybody? We are back and we are going to do some drafts. I expected the main BR to still be available. It is not, but we do have a mini Royale. I'll probably throw in some entries on here, but we're going to start the day by doing my last couple drafter splashes. Um, I need to do, I think, two more of these. So we're gonna jump right in. It's two or three of these. I can't remember how many. I think I've done eight. So that's where we're going to start the day. And I wish I would remember the music volume. How we doing, Saul? Thank you for popping in. I need to protect myself and go mute my Discord because I I will be personally annoyed if I'm hearing beeps the whole time. Uh so we're doing a 330 splash over here on Drafters. Also here on Drafters, the second chance it was not going to be close to filling. I kind of figured it definitely would. The main one, it's definitely going to fill at this point. Need 300 more entrants. That'll definitely happen. The second chance probably also fills, but I do plan on doing several of those. I may end up getting a lot more of those than I expected in. I have 17 already, so that is what it is. I got the 102 and Game Tight got the disgusting 104 pick over there. I don't have a single share of JSN on Drafters. I will continue that if I'm going to continue that because I'm not going to take him unless he's there at the 103, and we'll see. There are several plays this week that can completely bury me. Seahawks passing basically buries me, other than Barner. I'm pretty light on JSN. I don't have any Shaheed or Cup. Very little Darnold. I'm going to buy into the narrative that the oblique injury is going to hurt him a little bit. That if they're winning the game, or that they're probably going to be up or able to destroy the Niners on the ground, which means that they won't have much passing game. I'm pretty heavy on that as a narrative, and that narrative being correct. So I would love JSN at the 4 hole. I'll tell you that. But at the 2, I'm getting closer to CMC at the 1, but I'm still taking Puka at the 1. Yeah, and I don't see the only I think that we're gonna I'm not gonna say a smash is 28 points this week. A smash may be 23, 24 points. And I think that we can get Drake May. Game Tight goes Harvey and May. That's interesting. I'm going to hope to get Loveland back. Sometimes Loveland makes the turn there. Pepper Toadie's not in the lobby. There's 3 guys I've noticed that take Loveland pretty high. And I love doing this. The bonus to the wide receivers on drafters early is that some people don't know to look at some other things down the board. There's a couple down the board picks that are pretty nice that they're 12, 13 ADP on Underdog, and you can get them at pick 23 to 26 on drafters sometimes. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. What's up, Game Tight, Pepper Tony, and Steven WC? So I do get Loveland back around. That was why I wanted Adams. I do have a CMC Adams Loveland start already. it turned out pretty well. I'm going to build this one pretty much the exact same, except for the last 2 picks, I think. I did get Stafford on that one, so this one I can definitely pivot a little bit. So, like, right here's what I'm talking about. There is the wide receivers are a little thinner, but Kenneth Walker is down here, and Charbonnet is even further down the list. So, if you go with an early wide receiver, like you look at Sharbs, he's all the way down here. Some people don't know to look that far. And I don't mind going CMC, Walker, and Sharbs. Like, I've done it before. I'm not going to do it here. If Ramondre makes it, we're going to take him. And also, like, you look at because it goes by projected points, and projected points are nice. Yeah, and you're not getting Loveland past Peppertoni. I know that. No offense to Peppertoni, but on drafters, I find my drafts a lot better when Peppertoni's not in them, because him and I have a very similar feel for this slate. And like, I'm the only one that hasn't taken a quarterback now, so I get round 8 Caleb Williams with the Devontae Adams bring back, so I can go ahead and double stack. I might even triple stack this, honestly. If Ramondre makes it around, I will take him. I'm assuming Game Tight here will take him, though. He didn't. He took Shaheed. So, yeah, I know what my last round pick is going to be. All right, we'll take Ramondre here. And then we will... I am pretty big on Juwan Jennings this week. I don't know which one I would prefer. So this is a much, much different team than the last one, because the last one I did, I had Stafford with Adams and Loveland. I got Stafford down further in the pecking order, and I do think that that's right. And this guy needed to take Stafford, he thought, because he doesn't know I'm somebody who's going to push quarterback. If they are listening, guess what? I push quarterback on drafters. It's a 4-game slate. A lot of the quarterbacks feel similar. I am going to do that. I don't think that the crop of quarterbacks are so thin. Like, I believe that, like, Brock Purdy, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Stafford can all score with Josh Allen pretty easily. And I'm basically making a gigantic bet this weekend that it's not Seattle's passing offense that wins. I will know tonight if I'm going to have a chance to win much in the streets, because that is my big bet this week, is that Seattle passing isn't what you need. Like, you may need a piece from it. JSN may be fine. Shaheed may get loose. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm not super worried. Like, on drafters, I do think that Cooper Kupp is a clickable name because of full PPR. On the other sites, I don't know. And, like, Shaheed is the one that could get the 17 points on the big play. I kind of like just parlaying Shaheed 70 yards and a touchdown on, like, together on, like, a $10 bet, and that will give me, like, half of my total entries or whatever back as a hedge, instead of devoting 3, 4, 5 drafts to that. Just kind of hedge out on my, like, because I could hedge the same player on DraftKings, right? And we'll go over the team real quick, and then we'll go look at that. Caleb Williams, CMC, Kenneth Walker, Adams, Burden, DJ Moore, Loveland, Chicago, go Burr in the gold, and then Ramondre. This team feels very, very good. I may end up switching out either Moore or Luther Burden. I don't have to figure that out until tomorrow, though, right? It is the first game, or it's the last game tomorrow. Like, if I need to, I can just go swap DJ Moore to something else. And I will probably know in the morning tomorrow if I'm going to make a swap. And if I'm going to make a swap, I will probably go to like Keishon Boutte for the first game. So there is that. All right, we are back over here. We got our ticket. We're going to go ahead and join with the ticket. And after this is all that I was going to force myself to do. So that is where we are at. I am over on DraftKings right now, waiting on one. So Shaheed is plus 330 to get a touchdown. And if you go to receiving yards, he's only looking at 25, right? So if you scale it up to 60, you get docked because it's the same player. But a $10 bet gives you $110 profit, right? Like if I'm going to full fade Shaheed, I'm probably going to do it that way. Or like I could just bet each of them singly too, because it's a pretty big hit there, right? Like if I just bet the touchdown or the other one as well, that will also work. All right, so we are back over here. We get the 101. We have Westy Doggy at the 103 and Lutz at the 104. We will absolutely take Puka. For sure. And after this one, I'm willing to listen to the chat to see what we want to do. At some point today, I'm going to go over to DraftKings. I'm going to do a showdown lineup for the first game, the second game, and then a Saturday only slate as well. I've not even looked at I haven't even looked at the salaries, but I do need to get those in tonight. So I'm going to be doing some of those as well at some point. Okay, so Devontae Adams goes there and Swift gets pulled up. I actually like that. I do that on Underdog a bit. I think that is underdone on the Underdog app. I haven't seen very many people pull Swift to this side of the other side of the board to pair with Adams. I've done it several times, but I'm pretty overweight on that. I've also done the same thing where I pulled him up to pair with Loveland intentionally. So we're gonna go. RJ Harvey did just go. This right here is where I don't love. I don't love this spot. Because we have the things later that I do like. I don't love Kyron this week, but I think this is a spot I can take Kyron. Hey, what's up? Yeah, we so that's kind of what I prefer. Like, I don't prefer Kyron, by the way, but I want it in a big game stack. I do think that game is most likely to go huge. So that is where I'm at with Kyron. Like, I think on Underdog, my exposure on Kyron is pretty low. I think it was like 8.5%. And I'm 17.6% on Blake Corum, and I'm 7.4% on Kyron Williams. I like the other running. Number one, I like the other running backs around there. Number two, I don't think Blake Corum should be that much different. So we're gonna go with ugly running backs here. We're just gonna go fully in to all of the players that everybody hates, loves to hate. We got Ramondre, we got Kyron, and we got Charbonnet. This is the I hate myself lineup for sure. People don't enjoy Sharbs. People don't enjoy Ramondre, and people do not enjoy Kyron Williams. So at least the best ball bros don't. This is the least best ball bro team you could make. I mean, I guess you started it off as a best ball bro team with Puka and Loveland, and then you went with the 3 grossest clicks you could make. So the Adams drafter already has a quarterback, so I'm probably pretty likely to get last round Matt Stafford here. This guy looks like he's setting up Denver because he's got Sutton, Harvey, and Shakir. And this drafter doesn't have any Rams, but it looks like they're kind of just setting themselves up for whatever they want. Westy is, so they can do whatever. If I were them, I would just push quarterback, but I push quarterback anyway. So maybe I'm not the guy to talk to. Like, I think all these wide receivers are pretty similar as well. So I will normally push quarterback, but at this point, there's no real reason to do so. So I am going to take him there. And we are also going to take, kind of want to take Butte here. Yeah, we'll take Keyshawn Butte, and we will take Matthew Stafford. I'm also not super huge on Matt Stafford. Like, I love the Rams passing game. I don't love it. Like, if I get Stafford, a lot of the times I'm taking a tight end with him. Josh Allen for 2 picks, 2 PS2 coming soon. What do you mean? What do you mean, Josh Allen for 2 picks to PS2? What does PS2 mean? Number one. You talk about a PlayStation? Because, like, that's some old shit, if that's what you're talking about. You know what? We'll slot in a Christian Kirk here. I have very little Christian Kirk, but I don't mind it here. We got Matt Stafford, Kyron Williams, Stevenson, Puka, Butte, Christian Kirk, Loveland, and Sharbs. For those who don't know, DraftKings has the King of the End Zone thing going on this weekend for today's games only. I mean, I already PS2s. Okay. I actually bet my King of the End Zone bet is Denver defense. So I would love that because I would assume it would be a long touchdown. That was my bet for the King of the End Zone this week. So Lutz over here, Josh Allen, DeAndre Swift, Henderson, Adams, Juwan, Cooper Kupp, Dalton Schultz, and Ty Johnson. So you got the Ty Johnson stack with Josh Allen. You got unique with Adams and Swift, which I love. Yeah, I like this team a lot. All right, we are going back, and let's do a playoff mini second chance. We are waiting on 3 more people to join. We got yeah, okay. I just never, I don't know why I've never heard him called PS2, but I've always just called him Sertan. And I mean, he is, like, I don't care about nicknames. Like, too much. We got the 106, which means we're almost assured to get Stafford Adams. So I actually thought about betting Josh Allen to throw a pick with Denver defensive touchdown with the Bills to win for a whole bunch of anti-correlation in things that, like, I do think that I also think Josh Allen throwing a pick with Josh Allen scoring a rushing touchdown is actually positive correlation. Because I think he's more likely to go into superhero mode if he threw a pick, like a pick six or whatever, or they get way behind early. And like we've seen it before. There was a game, like I think that 40-point game he threw a pick like at his own 10-yard line or whatever. And then he had another turnover like right after that. And then he went into man mode and they came back and they won. So I could actually see that being something that you probably get and like an anti-correlated thing, possibly. Like if you do those two things with the Bills winning, I'm in on the Broncos side of it. I understand that. Yeah, I mean, he got beat up last week, right? It's not like the Broncos defense is going to be lighter on them. Mile High City terminology. Yeah, I've seen the PS2 thing before. It just slipped my mind for whatever reason. Yeah, so whenever you're on this side of the board, you're almost forced into a specific build, right? So I'm actually going to mess the room up here, and I'm going to do something a little different. We're going to take Devontae Adams, and we're just going to pull do we want to pull Bo Nix up? Yeah, let's just pull Bo Nix up. And hope that Surtain makes it back. Or not Surtain, Sutton. I was actually not paying attention there and didn't see that Leather Balls took RJ Harvey, so this was a really bad time to do that. I was too busy. I mean, that is a really good rush line. Like for sure, that is a very good line. Pepper Tony pointed out that Curtis Samuel 3 receptions is 12x on Underdog. And in my eyes, if Curtis Samuel's getting used at all, he's reasonably likely to get, like, if Josh Allen has 35 passes again, he's going to be looking for his outlet, like his short outlets too. So I kind of like if Curtis Samuel is getting used, I like him to get used a reasonable amount. So I'm not saying I think he gets to 3, but I think the likelihood of 1 and 3 is pretty close to, like, I'm not going to say it's the same, but if 1 catch is 1x and 3 catches is 12x, I'm never going to bet 1 catch. I'm always going to bet the 3, given that he does have a chemistry with Josh Allen from before. And I don't like the Curtis Samuel angle overall, but I do like the idea of that. All right, so this is a wild draft, by the way. and it's probably about to get a little bit wilder. So Drake May falls all the way to the back here because I screwed the whole draft up there. So we're going to do. Oh, we're taking Sharps, and then we're going to take Blake Corum. We're just gonna ride Bo Nix without Sutton or Harvey is what we're gonna do. And we're gonna build out a lot of the NFC side stuff. Hopefully a wide receiver gets back to me. I'm actually just gonna be really into talking about the offseason stuff. I'm kind of an offseason, like I love the offseason. The offseason stuff to me is probably more fun, like just as fun as the games. I enjoy all of the back and forth. The this player sucks, this player's good. I like whenever I'm wrong. I like whenever I'm right. Like whatever, like 3 weeks in, it's like, wow, I was stupid. Like that to me is fine. But the wins feel really good. The rookie stuff, like seeing what teams in my eyes are making good decisions, seeing how right or wrong I was. And like the regular season to me is only there to vindicate the thought processes through the off-season stuff, which is what actually matters. So like but I view the game of football a lot differently than most people who are into the fantasy sports like this as heavily, because I also don't like, as soon as the regular season's over, I'm ready for the off-season stuff. The post, like I talked about it the other day, I'm just less into the postseason stuff, like the one game mattering stuff. It just doesn't feel genuine to me. I'm surprised this is pretty late for Brock Purdy. So Lutz is going to get a deal here with Purdy. Actually, this is kind of where he goes. Tank taking Troy Franklin there kind of sucks. Like I could pivot to Caleb, but I have the 2 Rams right now. So we're not going to do that. But we will. I may just pivot over to a full Houston stack, honestly. Yeah, we're gonna pivot over here onto Houston again. We're gonna use Bo Nix to actually get us points for the first 2 rounds, and then Stroud to beat the Broncos in the to get to the Super Bowl. And then we'll just take options later. Like if we could get Nico back, that would be fantastic. I mean, I would love to get Dalton Schultz, but that ain't happening. Like, I definitely need one of these 2 players. I guess I don't. I have the 2 Rams. I don't really need not Tonjes. I need Higbee or Ferg, and Ferg is rarely drafted, so we could do that. The books think Purdy is going to throw more than 1 pick. I've kind of seen that as well. It makes sense to me. He throws picks here and there, especially when they're behind. Seattle's defense is very, very good. I kind of really like CMC to get just a ton of receiving this week. I know the last time they didn't use it as much, but I kind of like him a lot this week on the PPR scam stuff. I think it's very likely to happen. So we got Christian Kirk way up the board here. and then Nico here. Like I definitely want one of those players. And then, so we may actually get Schultz here. If we could get Schultz plus Higgs, that would be fantastic. And Higby did go, so we're going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel. All right, so we do get the Schultz. Like, now we have the full Houston Super Bowl into a Ram Super Bowl with a Bo Nix piece to advance the CJ Stroud and a Charbonnet to help get the Blake Corum or Woody Marks to the Super Bowl as well. Yeah, the Purdy rushing line's what, like 22 and a half, I think it was. And I thought that was an interesting line. I do plan on making a couple pick'ems here on stream if you guys want. It's down to 19 and a half. Purdy rushing yards on underdog, down to 19 and a half. I would love that line. Like, that line sounds really fun to me. So, like, with this block of 4 players, I can kind of take whatever I want now because I have a Super Bowl covered. I think Dalton Schultz is a perfectly fine play. Like, if the Bears get knocked out by the Rams, it's a really, really fine play there. I've actually built like 3 Houston Super Bowl teams now out of the 19. I keep getting myself into I need to backstack situations, trying to push things, and I've just ended up with a lot of Houston. And I don't think it's like horrific, but I definitely don't love it. I definitely need, for sure, either Mims or Pat Bryant here. And we'll take Mims, and we'll take my boy Xavier Hutchinson. My boy Xavier Hutchinson. We all know I love Xavier Hutchinson. So we got Bo Nix, CJ Stroud, Sharbs, Corum, Marks, Adams, Nico, Mims, and Hutchinson. This is a Houston gets to the Super Bowl, and Nico's what you need at the end of it. Dalton Schultz feels awesome for this week. I don't love Hutch, but like he could get 8 to 10 points. Like if this team wins, if this team scores like 110, 120 points week 1, I do think, and we have Houston and Denver advancing and the Rams, like I think that this team could make some waves and score a ton of points in the second game or the last 2 games and make up some ground. So that's what we got. Lutz has Purdy, McCaffrey, James Cook, Swift. That is such a strong running back room. Juwan Jennings, Keon Coleman, Pearsall, Zacchaeus, who I haven't taken yet, but I do like the pick. And then Kincaid and Tonjes. That's a really fun team. Swift as an advance rate piece with Zacchaeus. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. And to answer your question, do I like the Mini Royale? I haven't done any yet, but I'm planning on doing a few. I like the structure. Only 5,600 entrants. If you get top 700, so 1 in 8 people win their money back. This isn't a kind of contest I would ever max, but to do 10 of these or something, if you do 10 of them, if you finish top 125, which if you do 10 on average, you should have what, one team in the top 560. So like, that's not great, but one out of 4 times you get your money back, and then you're also playing for the $5,000 up top. I think it's a fine gamble to try to win the 5K or the 1K. Having the flat payout structure, I actually love flat payout structures. So I actually think I'm gonna do a bunch of these. I actually kind of prefer the flat payout structures, especially when it's like this, to where it's kind of a big first prize, a half to second, and then they're taking a bunch from third to help pay out, right? Like they took a little bit from second to help pay out, and then they took a little bit from third to help pay out. But I do like this, like, quite a bit. We're actually going to enter one of these, and we're going to enter in 10 seconds. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how Underdog treats us today. Silly Underdog. Not. I actually turned the sound effect down. I'm sorry about that. I usually have that sound effect turned down whenever I play it. We are 5 of 6 here. What's up, Ghost? What's the ghost symbol for, sir? I've never seen that emoji. We get the 104, my least favorite spot to draft. Game tied at the 101. Oh, the boo. Got it. You're more clever than I am, Pepper Tony. If I ever get to the point to where I can make emojis and stuff, we may have to make one specifically for Underdog Air. Like we will make Underdog Air icons, basically, so the chat can join in with the thing. And I'm going, like, whenever I get to like membership level, like I'm going to do memberships, but it's going to be like, give me $1 a month kind of stuff. Like that'll be it. Like I'm not going to be, at least it'll start that way. Like to unlock that, like I'll probably start with just one tier like that, and eventually have a tier that does something different. But shocker, those first 3 go off. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? We're just gonna take Loveland here. I kind of like Coastal. Like I just really like Loveland this week. Like number 1, I think he's clearly the tight end 1 this week, and number 2, I kind of love the price of Caleb Williams this week too. So you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like maybe the Bears just run the ball down their throat. I don't know. Adams almost made it back. That would have been fun. I'm going to build something that I've thought about and I haven't done yet today on this draft. And it requires me to take a player I don't like in Kyron Williams. So we do have a goal. We have a path here on what we want to happen. We will see if we get blocked or not to build this team. I've not seen a single person do this thing that I'm about to do. So hopefully it works out. Stafford does go like he should over there to the Puka drafter. Cortland Sutton, JSN, Car Park. Actually, like Car Park playing with the late running backs here. I kind of like taking not Kenneth Walker or Sharps in round 2 and forcing the guy at the turn to make the decision. I think that's a good way to play it. We're gonna take Juwan. Do we want Juwan here? Yeah, we want Juwan Jennings. What's up, Mufasa? How are we doing? We're here. We are here. So this guy takes Caleb Williams, ruining my plans. That's what I was thinking about doing here. So this team, the idea is going to move on into something else. We will just go ahead and take Ramondre here. I will build that team out at some point. I hope. So I don't want to give it away so it doesn't get sniped from me. But this was my fault. I assumed that the player over here with Harvey wouldn't want to go. Like, they don't have a Ram. They passed on Devontae Adams. So in theory, I thought that Caleb Williams had a good chance to come back. Maybe if I passed you on Jennings, they would have went with the Purdy there instead. So maybe that was my mistake. I think, I mean, I'm going to put it on me for not taking Caleb there. So and this kind of looks like, what are we going to do? Do we want, we're going to go with Bo Nix here. And if Pat Bryant makes it around, we take him. If he doesn't, we will just take Jaden Higgins. We absolutely made it, sir. We absolutely made it. So they take Higgins as well. They tend to like the same players that I like. And Cole Kmet, that's actually a fun pick for sure. So they can take whatever they want. All right, so we get Bo Nix to Pat Bryant. We have Kyron Williams, Ramondre, Juwan Jennings, and Colston Loveland. Yeah, no, I agree. The thing is I don't like Kyron Williams. I don't want to build many teams with Kyron Williams, but the team I want to specifically build requires him and Caleb. So I probably should have just taken Caleb there, right? Because the difference between Juwan Jennings, Diggs, and Burden aren't that big. The goal was to take Jennings, get Caleb there, and half the time you can get DJ Moore or Burden back. Not always, but a lot you can. And I thought that with them going JSN plus Sutton, there was a better chance of them not going 3 wide receiver. I like 3 wide receiver this week, like a lot more than usual. So there is that. But yeah, that's what we were going to do. Anyway, we're going to go back and we're going to join another mini royale in the divisional. And we're going to join in 10 seconds. And by the way, I will review your first draft with me every time that I notice you're in. And after the first one, if you want it reviewed, say something. Silly underdog. out here ruining us. Just can't have good things. We're not allowed to have fun. Not at all. I have like 2 tight end builds out of 70 some drafts. We got Car Park at the 104 here. Let's see what he does at the 104. I'm curious. Like, I respect. Like, one thing I do is I pay attention to the people who are known as really good drafters, and I kind of look at what they do. Now, they could just be evening out exposures, but like, I really like to see what they do at the positions I hate drafting, right? Like, I really dislike the number 4 pick. Are they going to take James Cook, Josh Allen, or are they going to be like me and take either Devontae Adams or Colson Loveland? Like, I personally want to be in the highest game total game, into a game, also the game that I believe that passing is going to be the most prevalent. So I'm very curious to see what they do here. So I'm the only one in this lobby. That's great. I guess that's good stuff. And if you're just popping in and you are enjoying the content, please smash that like for me. We got a Moxie Land here. What is Moxie Land? I've not seen them draft a whole lot. I wonder if they like mostly do. I think they were in that last draft, but it's not a name I recognize. I recognize a lot of the Red Badgers. That one I don't. So Car Park, it does do what I would generally do there. It takes Devontae Adams. Like, I like Adams and I like Loveland there. I like mixing them two up. You know what? It didn't work last time. Let's try to build it again. I was talking it up. Let's try it. I had 7% Kyron Williams before this. I don't like. I kind of want to be closer to 10%. I don't love the spot. Okay, Moxie is from Spike Week. He's from Shark Week. Got it. He's a Shark Week guy. Confirmed by I Am the Kai. Gotta love Shark Week. Not being able to talk is a skill, just so you know. It's not a fault, it's a skill. Like, this is my favorite start. I have like 3 of these starts now. I couldn't get it at all. But man, CMC Harvey feels so good. Which means it's going to do nothing, right? Like, I absolutely love this start. Like, I definitely want, like, I want a Harvey or Loveland team with Puka somehow. I've seen it with both of them. I've not been able to attain it. Like, that is my dream, to get a Puka with one of those two. And if Stafford, like, generally that happens because Stafford went with Adams, and then somebody brought up like a Drake May or something, right? Or this happens, Sharps. I've been getting Kenneth Walker at like 17, a reasonable amount, which is wild to me. All right, now the test is here. Let's see if Caleb makes it back to me. So we're trying to do the thing we did last time. Let's see which receiver, if they go with a receiver here, or if they go ahead and take Caleb to set up whichever guy they get. So they take Diggs. Josh Allen, Devontae Adams feels fun. Like, getting Kenneth Walker back on that feels so good, right? It feels so good. Let's see if my day gets ruined right here or not. No, yep. So that's it. I am not I'm not gonna try this anymore. I don't like Kyron at all. So we're gonna go ahead and abort this mission completely. I kind of want to take Burden just to screw the guy over, but I don't draft like that. We're gonna go. We'll go Jennings again. What's up, Hartman? How we doing? So I'll just tell you what the goal was. The goal is to get these two with Caleb and a bear, but to also add in Corum. I've not seen anybody go Kyron plus Corum. I keep seeing it with Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet, but I kind of want to do Loveland with Kyron Williams and then also take Corum at the end on a Caleb team. Like a big stack of Rams just running the ball, which I don't actually love the Rams rushing chances this week. But that's what I want to, was trying to set up. I just dislike Kyron's price so much that I'm not going to try to do this again. Now, if I do take, if I get a Kyron fall or something, where I take Loveland here and then Adams, Allen, James Cook, and Harvey all go, and Kyron's the last one left. I'm okay doing it maybe again, but probably not. So we have Juwan Jennings there. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the Corum thing as well. We're just going to do the thing we were going to do without the quarterback. And we will do it with Brock Purdy. We'll just go ahead and get the thing in the portfolio. Say that Purdy gets a rushing touchdown or Juwan Jennings gets 2 touchdowns or whatever. Quarterback isn't a position. You separated that. The other ones are, and you needed both Rams running backs. So we know we're waving the white flag on getting Caleb Williams on this team. That is what I wanted, obviously. I made the mistake last time. I should have just taken Caleb there and assumed that either DJ Moore or Burden made it back. Because then I could have easily taken Corum here and just taken whatever receiver at the end. But our team, Colston Loveland, Kyron Williams, DJ Moore, Juwan Jennings, Blake Corum, and Brock Purdy. And we're going to go back over here to drafters, and we're going to do a playoff mini best ball. We'll wait until that spot fills, and then we will join it whenever a fresh lobby is here. Fresh lobby here. Yo, I was able to get Puka, Cook, Harvey, Start, and Main BR. That may get tossed, but because not that people were cheating, but that's the kind of stuff that they look at and they just remove, because if only one person gets it, sometimes they I've never been I've never seen that myself, but their policy, as Pepper Tony pointed out the other day, says that they're basically just searching for unique combinations, and if less than 0.01% of the field has something, those are the drafts that they don't look for intent. They're just looking for unique combinations. I don't know how Harvey fell to the 3rd round, but that is super fun. I would be ecstatic and scared that they tossed that if I got it. We got the 102. I'm just letting you know, just in case it does get tossed, you don't at least you have a warning. I'm sure Pepper Tony has the remembers exactly what it was. In the Discord, he put it there. It's buried in all the talk, but he did find the policy the other day, and he put it in the Discord, and it basically said that they're searching for extremely low 2 and 3 player combos at the top of the draft, essentially, like of the 100% drafted players. And whenever something insanely unique happens, that's more likely to get tossed. We will take JSN here. Like, I like JSN a lot more in the playoff contest than I do on the weekly contest. So we got Kai at the 103 and Lutz at the 104 or 105. That cooked me in a daily for basketball as the 101 was questionable, and I hammered in like 3rd round the night before. Okay. Yeah, so not that I want your draft to get thrown out, but at the same time, like, that is what their policy was. If I was just sitting around in my Discord, I would look through it and try to find it. But yeah, I would be ecstatic about that and just super hopeful that it doesn't get thrown out. And I would assume that it does get thrown out. Because, for me, I'm also like, I assume the worst is going to happen. So if the worst doesn't happen, I'm super cool with it. And if the worst does happen, I just, expected that. Can't have nice things, you know? We're going to just take Darnold here. And then take whichever running back comes back. I'm probably going to have to end the stream early. Way earlier than expected. Not because I don't want to, but because or at least stop the stream for like 30 minutes and then come back. That also is something I could do. But I'm gonna have to take a break here in a bit. I have something came up that I had to take care of. So we will see, and that's in like 30 minutes or so. And then I'll probably do that. I'll probably here in about 30 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. I'll hop off, go take care of that, and then I can, if you guys want, I can jump back on. I won't be doing anything else after that. I was planning on drafting straight up, but straight up until the draft's launched. But sometimes things don't work out as planned. So we got Sam Darnold, we have JSN, we have Kenneth Walker. If Travion makes it back, we might do that. We might just, we'll take Travion. We'll play nice with the one hole. They should give me AJ Barner now. They're going to have to pivot into something. Yeah, they're going to have to pivot into CJ Stroud. We got Barner. So we have one player from every position of the Seahawks. Now all we do is draft whatever, right? Like, I hate that they throw out your drafts without sending you a photo of the draft board. Well, like, I totally get that. Like, it makes sense to be upset about that. But, like, from their perspective as well, like, if all they're looking, like, and I'm not a representative for Underdog. This is just my understanding of what happens. And if what Peppertoni found in their stuff is correct, like if they're just searching for those super low owned combinations, what the draft board was doesn't matter. Because if all they're searching for is those combinations, like it doesn't matter how you get those combinations. It's just because most of the time that those combinations happen, like something wild happened in the draft, right? Now you could also argue that being drafting all the time, putting more money on the site, paying more of the rake to try to get more of those lobbies is part of the game, like which I totally get. But and I would totally agree with that as well. Like we will definitely take Keyshawn Booty here. And I think I'm going to take a super, super rare share of Cooper Kupp. Yeah, I do think that like like sending a draft board would be super nice of them, right? Like, hey, this is what happened in this scenario. I totally understand that. I think it's a reasonable thing to ask for as well. Like I said, the impression I have isn't 100%. Like I'm not positive it's correct. So I wouldn't take my word for it 100%. But like Puka, James Cook, Harvey is an insane start. Like that's probably the only combination of that in the main BR in the entire contest, right? And like mostly because Puka probably had to fall to 3 in that lobby. And then James Cook had to fall like 4 spots. And then Harvey had to fall like 8 spots. So all 3 things had to happen. Oh, it was like day 1. Or was it like early in the morning is what you're saying? So this drafter's been nice to me. I like Schultz a lot, but I'm probably gonna not worry about Schultz here. We're going to go ahead and take Rome Odunze there. And we're going to take Marvin Mims, I think, too. And actually, as soon as this draft is over, I'll go over Kai's draft. I'll go over mine. I'm going to go take care of what I need to take care of. And I'll be back about 1:30. I'll go over my team. I'll go over Kai's team. And I'll be back I'll set it up for 1:35. I should be able to be back by then. And I apologize for having to leave. Definitely wasn't expecting that. So the team right now, we have Sam Darnold, Kenneth Walker, Travion, JSN, Butte, Cooper Kupp, Rome Odunze, Marvin Mims, AJ Barner, and we're hoping to get J.K. Dobbins on this team. If we don't, we'll just take Jaleel McLaughlin. Lutz over here, Caleb Williams, CMC, James Cook, Kyle Monangai, Shakir Moore, Keal Coleman, Hutch, and Loveland. So I really like bear stacks in this. I really like it also with like the advanced rate piece in CMC with James Cook getting the Super Bowl. Like I've probably built out a team exactly like this without Keon and Hutch, where I have like Brandon Cooks and Higgins or something instead. And then Kai, Drake May. What is he hasn't Lutz hasn't made his last pick. So Drake May, Stevenson, Swift. That's a solid combination of running backs. And then wide receivers, Diggs, Shaheed, Burden, Pearsall, Douglas, Hunter, Henry. So him and I both kind of mixed in a couple Patriots pieces. And Zacchaeus with the last round pick, which makes sense with Caleb. If Rome is actually hurt, Zacchaeus is probably one of the better picks on the board. And Kai finishes out his with Terrence Ferguson, which is a great pick. I do push over J.K. Dobbins all the way around the board. But I will be back in like 30 minutes. Once again, sorry about that. I will see all of you then.